Who are the Australian Aboriginals? Many wonder if they're of African or South Indian descent due to their appearance. However, the story of their genetics is much more complex than that. Australian Aboriginals are proposed to have the longest-standing culture in the world, having occupied the same territory continuously longer than any other human populations at around 50,000 years. DNA studies state that Aboriginals are a direct descendants of an eastern wave of humans that left Africa around 75,000 years ago, and then settled Australia through South India and Southeast Asian islands around 50 to 65,000 years ago. A major factor that makes Aboriginal Australians unique when compared to Africans and Europeans is the fact that they have Denisovan admixture, Denisovans being another type of a hominid different from Homo sapiens and Neanderthals. Due to this admixture, along with their lengthy isolation, Aboriginal Australians only show relatively close affinity to Papuans and inhabitants of Vanuatu. However, after that, they're essentially highly distant to all other populations on Earth, and with the next distantly close people being Ita of Philippines and Jarawa of Andamanese Islands. Aboriginals are also closer genetically to modern East Asians and South Indians than they are to Europeans and Africans, albeit in general they're highly distant to all three. You may ask, how come they're genetically so distant from Africans despite their appearance? That is due to several factors. The most important one is Denisovan admixture, which Africans lack as Denisovan hominids never lived in Africa. Second reason is due to their long isolation in Australia, which caused genetic drift from all other people on Earth. Finally, phenotype and genotype do not necessarily correlate, as the genes responsible for phenotype are only a tiny fraction of a human's entire genome. The reason they may appear to have a similar phenotype is due to the fact that after they migrated from Africa, they ended up in isolation in Australia, avoiding admixture that would change their phenotype. It should be noted that basal East Asians were also of remotely similar appearance.